Hello, today we're going to take a ride into the everyday life at a refugee camp. First of all, these refugees are here because of different issues, but mainly from political issues and wars. Let's talk to one of the refugees here. Earl.
Oh, okay. Do I talk about the living conditions? Okay, so the living conditions aren't the best, compared to how I used to live back then, before the war. But I know I can't expect much. Lots of refugees are living here. It takes a lot of resources for them to live. The camp owners, they aren't the nicest of people, but of course they can't do much. But gladly, we have sponsors. Some of the sponsors include Red Cross and World Vision. They help us live our daily lives. Oh, you want to see my tent? So now I'm going to show you my tent. It's right over here. It's a bit small though, and messy. Sorry about that. I'm a bit ill, but the medical center will only take seriously ill people. I had a family until last week.
Dad! Keep going without us!
I love you, Drakeland.
I love you, Tisha.
We raise our son well.
Yes, yes. Ah!
The younger you are, the easier it is to receive education. Only 1% of young adults have the right in most refugee camps in Africa. Some had to beg to get their children into the school program because it was full. Also, the smaller your family is, the less supplies you receive. For example, utensils like forks, spoons, and blankets to sleep on.
They also don't have as many rights as the normal citizens living in the area, such as job opportunities and education, so most of their lives are inside the camp. There are so many different people, and we all have our differences in religion and culture, and that causes more problems. Recently, a Christian migrant in a German refugee camp was beaten because of his difference to be Christian. The population of the refugee camp also affects this because less supplies are shared and the space becomes more and more occupied, especially if the economy of the country isn't that great.
The refugee camps in the world are the best. For example, Dunkirk's refugee camp is in mud and is surrounded by puddles. But there are better refugee camps. For example, Zatara's refugee camp has better conditions, but has a population of 90,000 people.
The environment is also key because if the refugees are in an environment where there are many crimes or in the middle of the desert, it would be harder for them to receive supplies than somewhere in an urban side with a good economy. Speaking of economy, it is very important, for example, a refugee camp in Canada or America would have much better and organized refugee camp than somewhere in Africa.
In a refugee camp, especially somewhere in Africa, you receive the bare minimum that you need to survive, or even less, because of the population of the camp or economy. The things you might receive are blankets, cans of food, utensils to eat, like forks and spoons, and a makeshift shaft that fits just enough people.
Sponsors from around the world are getting together to try to raise money to help the refugees in the camps. Some of them are companies like Lifeline Syria and Red Cross. Currently, the main focus of these donations are towards the refugees fleeing from Syria, but we can't forget about the others too.
You can also help make the lives of the refugees a little bit easier too. If you donate to some sponsor companies, they can buy and give more supplies to the owners of the refugee camps so they can distribute them to the refugees. It's a win-win cause because you also feel happy and you have done something good for others. The CEO, Jim Eastel, has just sponsored 50 Syrian refugee families by donating over $1.5 million. Even if it's not that much, even $10 is enough to make a big difference in a refugee's life.